We live?
We live.
We live. Welcome back to the Opinion Factory podcast, the podcast for free thinkers and challenge seekers.
Yes, sir.
I'm Khelil.
I'm Alex. Before we start this episode is sponsored by BringSnacks.net, the gym apparel store. They have everything from coffee mugs to graphic tees, hoodies, scullies, and more. If you're watching the video version, right,
As you can see,
my little tank top.
actually quite comfortable.
Khalil got
Quite comfortable.
the t-shirt on.
Mm-hmm.
We will be doing a giveaway at the end of this episode. So stay tuned to find out the details behind our raffle.
And if you want to look like me,
That's BringSnacks.net.
not a bad look.
More snacks equals more gains.
And don't wait until next year, January 1st, to get the shirt and go back to the gym.
I hate.
Alright.
Oh man, I hate when people do this, man.
Don't do that.
I hate when people
I
come
gotta
to
wait
the
till
gym.
Monday. I gotta wait till New Year's. I gotta wait till this happens.
New Year's just another day, baby. New Year's just
Facts.
another. If you know you need change in your life, right? Why would you wait if you know you need to change? Like if I have like a weight loss goal,
It's counterintuitive, isn't it?
yeah, why would you be like, I'll start next week, and then next week comes,
What happens?
I'll start next week. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Like, dude, if you know you gotta change some shit in your life,
And the
You
thing
should-
is,
you
when
should-
you put it off,
yeah.
you're just killing that motivation that could have been the
Exactly.
spark to start with in the
Exactly.
first
What-
place.
I was actually talking to one of my coworkers recently, right? She pinged me at work on Skype, and we were talking. She's working from home, and she was like, "Yeah, you've been running a lot. I feel like motivated to run now." And then
Right.
it was her lunch break, and she was like, "I was like, yo, hit the you should go right now." And she was thinking, I was like, yeah. I was like, I feel pretty motivated right now. I'm like,
Right.
Don't let yourself wait. Like, don't wait another 20 minutes to think about it.
Right.
While you're feeling motivated, go right
Do it.
now. Like, that's what people need to do. I don't understand why people wait for this.
Because when you wait, then it's special. You started on the Monday, you started at the beginning of the year, then
Nah,
it's special, it's meaningful, it's symbolic. Therefore,
New
you're gonna
Year's
stick
is
with
just
it.
another day. It's the
And-
same day as last Monday. The only thing that changes is the calendar, bro.
And we know this because how many people start going to the gym January 1st?
Gym is, bro. Oh my god.
January 1st until January 21st.
It's the worst
The gym
3
is
weeks of the
packed.
gym ever, bro. Like WWE Royal Rumble, son.
It's
Got like
ridiculous.
50 people in one ring. I'm like, damn, you can't do nothing in here no more.
Right.
Unless you go in there like 6 a.m. is the only time. Like if you know you need to do some things in your life, you need to wake up earlier. You need to lose weight. You need to work more.
Right.
Do that shit now. If you can't do it right now, find a way to strategize on how to change it
And you know what?
immediately.
I feel like that might be one of the reasons why people say, people don't change. Because people are so adverse to change that they put it off until they're not really motivated anymore. Is it because it's scary? Is it because it takes a lot of effort? Like,
People don't like change though.
it
People
depends
don't.
on what kind of change.
No, everybody likes like a positive change, but they don't like the steps to initiate that change though. So if you want to lose weight, okay, I gotta stop eating less junk food. I gotta probably go to bed a little earlier, get more sleep to rest and recover.
Right.
I have to work out more.
Right.
That's a lot of work, son.
It is.
I don't want to do all that. I'll just hit one of these Jenny Craig things, little 10-day special.
Ooh,
See if I could lose 7 pounds in 10
like
days.
those commercials that have
Yeah.
all those buff people that makes
Yeah,
you
yeah,
look like
yeah.
as soon as you use this and you good.
hit that 7 pounds in 10 days and I'll be good. You know,
Right.
that's people looking for quick fixes.
Right,
Yeah.
exactly. They don't realize that it takes effort, it takes consistency, it takes desire in the first place. And I feel like people desire the end result, but they don't desire the process. And that's you gotta
yeah.
desire the process
You gotta love the process.
if you really want to change.
Any new thing, like all these new skills I picked up, like you gotta learn to love the process, man.
Like you play an instrument, right? You play
Yeah,
piano.
yeah.
You learn it. You still
Yeah.
improving, but you know how to play it. But what if like your family forced you to play piano? Then you probably wouldn't have that
No,
desire
that's-
to learn.
that's true, that's
and
true.
that change would have been harder to make.
I feel like that happened. I'm actually the force thing. I'm actually happy about that. I feel like that's a lot of people are with reading, man. With reading.
Oh yeah, I used to love reading, but school made me hate it.
Bro, exactly. What freaking and God bless her, bro. My freaking 10th grade English teacher. I had this class with Jesse. And
She who should not be named.
Yeah, I think Romney had it too. Actually, it's a previous guest on the pod. If you listen,
was on the
to
college
these,
episode.
to these names. We were bullied into reading, bro. I kid you not. We were straight bullied into reading, bro. What? Like, there was days where I remember she had like feeling like people weren't doing the homework or whatever. So before we even got into the class, before we even got into the classroom, everyone's standing outside. Like she's outside the door, and she's collecting homework, bro. I'm like, yo, you gotta chill, like sitting on like military type joint. She's just waiting for people passing me. She's like, you didn't do it, all right, bet. I was like, yo, chill.
I feel threatened right now, and I wasn't even in the class.
No, she would purposely go on Spark Notes and ask the craziest questions, bro. You ever remember Things Fall Apart?
Yes.
Oh man, I read that book. I had to read that book like 2 times.
I read it in college
during that class, bro. She's going through she makes sure to go on Spark Notes and ask questions that you could not know that she made sure weren't there. I remember one of the questions like, what was the name of this cow? And I'm like, bro, like how do you expect me to know this, son? like how much detail you expect me to put into this reading?
Wait, so she went to Spark Notes to get possible test questions,
yes,
and so she just avoided those. So she would put these ridiculous questions that you had no idea.
And she still asked main question, but she was like, anytime she had a feel the class wasn't doing the reading, pop quiz. I'm like, bro, you gotta chill.
How you gonna expect me to learn how to love to read like that?
You can't force. See,
you can't force people.
You can't force people to change.
Not at a pace that they don't want to go at.
Yeah, but sometimes that pace is too slow though.
If the person going at their pace might be too slow to you, but that's the pace that they need to go at.
It might be too slow for them too though.
How do you know?
Because it's destructive on their lifestyle. Like if the person's like overweight, or if the person's like a drug problem, or the person has just a personality problem where it's really destructive to not only themselves but to other people.
And they're trying to change.
They're trying to change, but they're changing at a rate that's making everybody else so uncomfortable that they're not even dealing with it anymore. Like like all these people are gonna leave your life if you keep acting this way.
But if you're putting an effort to change and you're making change little by little, then that's less. It's becoming less and less of an issue. And I feel like that's fine.
There's no improvement could be an issue, and then the rate or the effort that you're putting in is seen as like really minimal. You get what I'm saying?
I see what you're saying.
Like if I have like I'll say if I have like an alcohol problem, or I have like a marijuana, like a heroin problem, right?
And you go from doing it every day to 3 times a day to twice a day, and you're thinking maybe that's a good change, but it's not good enough.
Yeah. The people around me, like anytime I do it, makes the people around me really uncomfortable.
Right.
And I'm like, oh, I've been cutting down.
I do it
but
twice.
It's like, yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like it's still not enough. It's still not enough for the people in your life to be like, yeah, I see you making strides or whatever, but I don't want to be around that at all. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but they still have to go at their own pace, though.
They do have to go at their own pace.
Especially when something like that, when it's something that you're addicted to, you can't just rip off the Band-Aid like that.
No, you can't, but we can do it with personality traits, too, as well. Like, if someone, for example, is, like, just like a really toxic person, like, they get mad way too easily, right?
Okay.
They get mad, and when they get mad, they just start like, they punch walls when they're mad, right?
They don't kick dogs?
they kick dogs when they're mad, right? They punch walls and kick dogs when they're mad, right? So they do this all the time when they get angry. They get angry pretty easily.
Okay.
So now you're like as a friend.
And I'm their friend.
Yeah, you're trying to like tiptoe around them not getting mad, right?
It's pretty impressive.
Yeah.
All right.
You're trying to tiptoe around them not getting mad, but when they get mad, they still do the same thing every single time. They're getting mad at almost the same rate, and they're still punching walls almost all the time. Like your house is destroyed now because they punched like 8 walls in your drywall, bro. Like I can't.
Right.
Like I'm not gonna want to bring you around me anymore if you can't make that change. And you can say, okay, now I'm punching the wall less, but you're still doing that 75% of the time. Yeah. That's not enough for me to chill with you. That's not enough for me to ever bring you back to my home.
Yeah. That's very extreme, though. That's the thing.
I mean, maybe they're not like physically harming you, but they're like verbally assaulting you when they're angry or something like that. And he's like, I don't want to be around any of that though. It could be that
and
that's
too. Fair. That's fair because when you have like a negative trait about yourself and that you know you have to change and you don't change that quickly enough, you can't really blame people if they don't want to be part of your life anymore.
And you can know you have to change it too. Like you know you have to change it. You don't even need people to tell you you're angry.
Well, sometimes you do.
Yeah, sometimes you do. Sometimes you do
because like
sure.
if you get mad often, you might just think people are so annoying all the time instead of thinking, damn, I have no patience. Yeah. So you might not really know you have to make that change.
Yeah, that's true.
But I want to get back to this process thing, right? We're in gym wear, so we know about process.
Yeah, for sure.
Right? So I feel like one of the things that people need to do when they decide that they want to change, like the process is difficult, right? And it's hard to love the process. And I feel like one of the tricks, I'm going to say, and I know people like tricks when it comes to changes. One of the tricks, it's not a shortcut, it's a little like a switch. You have to change your mindset, I'm going to say.
Okay.
So if you're this person who punches walls all the time and you're trying to change, you might be thinking, okay, I'm a guy who punches walls all the time, but I've been trying to do it less, right? And you're trying to change that way. Yeah. You're going to try to do it less, but you still identify as the guy who punches walls.
Yeah.
And no matter how much you try, you're going to snap back into that identity. But instead, if you switch how you think about it and say, I'm the guy who is learning to control his anger, who can control his anger, but has some mishaps here and there.
Yeah, and
that's how you identify with now. It's gonna be much easier to make that change since you identify with the person you want to be now.
Yeah, no, I agree with that 100%. I think the mentality is really important too, and then I think having like a written plan.
Oh yeah.
Or just having like a really good visual of like, okay, here's the details behind what I need to do. So if I want to,
like a vision board.
Yeah. So if I want to, I want to go back to losing weight. I want to read more, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I'll make a plan every single day for 5 minutes, whether I'm on the way to work, I'm walking, I'm cooking, doing whatever. I'll read 2 pages a day. Could be whatever I like.
Go at your own pace.
Yeah, it'll be 2 pages a day. But then you keep doing that, and then you'll find more often times than not that you'll want to end up reading more than 2 pages.
Right.
You'll like one day you'll read like 15 pages. You're like, oh damn, the time flew by today.
Right.
But it's gonna be days you don't feel like reading those 2 pages. You still gotta read those 2 pages.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? So I think that's the biggest reason. But as part of this change, though, I think it's hard to know. Like, how do you know when you've changed though? Like, if you were an individual and you obviously had these goals, but how would you know if you just evolved over time? Because that's kind of hard to tell. You're not the same person you were 10 years ago.
But the thing is, I identify as the same person as 10 years ago.
Yeah, you do.
And that just makes me ask the question: who am I really? If I think I'm the same, but I know I'm not, then who is it that I'm identifying?
Do you think you're the same?
I mean,
you're still Khelil.
I still have the same values. I still have the same beliefs, but I know I'm not the same person. And yet I am the same person. So who is this thing that I'm identifying? That's the whole consciousness type thing that we can get into. But as far as knowing if you've changed, I think you just need to look around you. I think if your environment's the same, then it's probably safe to say that you haven't really changed. And by environment, it could be a number of things. It could be your salary. It could be your friends, your relationships. It could be, are you still living paycheck to paycheck? Are you earning a little bit more income now? Maybe you have kids now. If you have kids, and if life events have happened, then it's safe to say you've changed as well. That's an easy marker. If you've had kids, if you're a dad now or a parent now or a mom now, you're definitely not the same as you were before.
No, you're not.
You're either better or you're more shitty than you were before.
Is that only 2 options?
You can never say the same. Because if you have a kid and you keep doing exactly what you've been doing, regardless of the kid, you're more shitty now. But if you change your life for the better, for your betterment and for the kids' betterment, then you're a better person now, which is what happens to most people. I would like to believe.
Ooh.
I would like to believe. That might be wishful thinking.
Debatable.
I have faith in you.
Debatable, but continue.
So if you have major life events, then you know you've changed. And I feel like there's not going to be any point in time that you notice it until you actually take a look. Like, look backwards. Like, I know there's a challenge going on right now. Take a picture of yourself from the beginning of the decade and the end of the decade. And people are like, damn, I didn't even realize it changed this much.
Yeah.
And they didn't know until they actually look back. So I don't think it ever happens by accident.
But that's kind of easy. That's just getting older, though. You know what I'm saying?
It happens. There's natural... I think that's another question. Do you think everyone changes naturally as they get older?
They're supposed to.
What about those dudes that say, I never changed? I've been the same since day one.
They're lying. I know where they're coming. I know where they're coming from, though. Like when people say they never changed, they mean like I ain't never switched up on you. I ain't never I've been true to the same core values I always had.
Oh, okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's
so
fair.
like I get what they're saying.
Yeah.
So I'm not gonna harp on it because it's kind of like tomato type thing.
I don't like when I hear it, but I guess I can understand where they're
coming from.
but
I know where they're coming from. If you say I never changed, then you're just like, okay. You're talking about like a specific aspect of you has never changed. You're not talking about you as a whole.
Right, but at face value, when I used to hear that, I used to think you ain't never changed, so you ain't never grew as a person.
No, that's true. Change and growth go hand in hand. Like you can't grow without change. You can't have the same thing happen to you every day and you're just gonna,
And growth ain't always easy.
Yeah, exactly.
That's the thing.
It's not. But
not the growth that's worth it. At least, like if you want to read more and you want to get in shape or you want to punch less walls, that's not always gonna be an easy step to make. And I feel like when it comes to change, people, I'm speaking very generally here, right? Maybe not the people who listen to this podcast because we're challenge seekers, right? But people like the change that's easy to make.
Everybody likes easy, though.
I don't.
Oh, I think you're lying. Everybody like. Well, I won't say you're lying, but like
when it comes to what?
Actually, no, I can't say I think you're lying. I just think when If you had the easy option, most people would take it, and that's fair to say. Though.
To get the same result.
To get to get the result they're looking for. So if you want to lose weight and losing weight, I keep going back to losing weight example because it's very concrete. You either lose weight or you don't.
Right.
Like personal growth
very
is
measurable as well.
Yeah, personal growth is not as tangible to measure.
Right. Very abstract.
Losing weight is either you drop the pounds or you didn't drop the pounds.
Right.
So if you have that goal, I mean, look how popular these programs are. Who's like you see the commercial for them?
150 of them.
Yeah, this is P90X. There's Jenny Craig. There's Weight Watchers. There's all
Lady
these.
Boss,
yeah,
yep.
there's all these different ones, and all those things are promising fast results. You notice the thing is always in 30 days or in 10 days, or so
without having to change your eating habits. You can still eat the food you love, right? That's the biggest part of this.
I was still eating cake and I still lost 10 pounds. I'm like, all right.
Sure.
So you got that. So I think most people will take that easy option if it was viable. You know, maybe in certain situations, I'll use myself for example, right? If I'm playing a video game, especially sports video games, I will always put it on the highest difficulty. Always.
Okay.
Always. So
why is that?
The
satisfaction.
Yeah, I like the struggle of it.
I
like the struggle. Like I remember, I just got this this baseball game, right? MLB The Show, and they start you off. You start off like the minor leagues, and you work your way to the major leagues. Playing the hardest difficulty, they straight off the bat. I was fucking ass. I wanted to I wanted to break my controller, bro. I was striking out every other at bat.
Right.
I was garbage, but I finally got better and better. And
sounds like there was a process attached to that.
Felt more rewarding. But I think people will find. If I'm just playing on the easy mode, they'll find the reward in that, they're just good. Like, they're just...
Yeah, they might feel better about themselves.
Yeah, exactly.
But it's not really, really rewarding, though. That's not true for
It might change on the person, though.
There's a good example of this, right? So, back in the day, it was a book I was reading that mentioned this. Back in the day, people wanted to learn how to play piano, but they didn't really want to put in the time to learn. So, this company came out with this piano that you press one key, and it would light up. I'm sure that's still around. It would light up what keys to press next. So that people will feel like they're playing the tune so that they can play piano.
Okay.
All right? So they might feel like they know how to play piano now, even though they're being guided. What always happened was that person would never they would drop it in like a week, a month. They would never stick with it because they weren't getting any fulfillment out of it. As opposed to an actual student who's playing on an actual piano, and then after a week or a month, maybe he can do things on his own, better, or you can go further. That's way more rewarding, so it's more likely that you'll stick with that. But when you go for the easy way, you don't get that fulfillment, so you're more apt to drop that thing.
But what if you get the result you're looking for, though? You
hardly will the easy way. You hardly will. For any change that's worth it in life, you're not going to get that the easy way. And when it comes to reading more books, or weight loss, or kicking less dogs, or whatever it is that you want to do, doing less drugs, whatever it is you want to do, there's no way you're going to get the result that you want by trying to take the easy way, unless it's like liposuction. But I don't know. We can look this up. I don't know how satisfied people are after they get liposuction instead of working out for it.
Instagram has changed the game, man.
What do you mean?
Whew. Wow, people getting surgery now.
For like ass shots?
Yeah, oh man, the record highs. The one thing I hate too, right, is the artificial change. And then next week you in the gym acting like, bro, I can't.
Don't even get me started.
I don't understand this shit, bro.
With the fake ass, talking about look at these lunges, look at these hip thrusts, as if you work for
social media is gonna be a whole different episode.
Hate that, bro.
A whole different episode. But son, I don't understand that. I don't understand that fake.
Because they still want to give the illusion that they work for, because they know if they look like they worked for it.
Shorty, just shout out your doctor and keep it moving. That's all you gotta do. That's all you gotta do, bro. Shout out your surgeon. This is my guy right here. He helped me look the way I want to look.
That's interesting though, because you know what? Why would that be looked down upon? Because they didn't put in the time and the effort, right?
Yeah, and it's artificial. Like if I know it's fake, I'm not gonna respect it. Not in the sense that you don't look good or whatever.
Right.
But like when you're trying to show off
about look how bad I am, but
then you're pretending to. It's not even like oh, I'm bad, I got surgery, now I'm bad. It's not even that. It's like, oh, I got surgery, I'm bad, and this is how I got bad. And when
that's just deceptive.
It is.
Deceitful.
I hate that, man.
Deceptive.
I don't want to go on a side tangent or whatever, but I'm
so mad I'm not getting to speak. But But that goes into like how when you try to take the easy way, I got on this diet and I can still eat all my cakes and my pastas and all that. You're not gonna. First of all, you won't get the results that you want, and if you do, you probably won't even be satisfied with that.
Some things sound too good to be true, man. I think people just gotta keep it 100, man. Like a lot of this shit's not easy. Like,
it's not.
A lot of it's not. A lot of it's hard.
And I'm glad it's not.
Yeah, no,
I'm actually glad it's not.
I do like struggling, man. Like,
and you know what? This goes back to what I was saying, even with the episode with who leads the relationship and masculinity. When I talked about I want to buy my own BM. I want to work for it. I don't want the shortcut. That's a change in my life
back to this again,
that
man.
I want to implement myself.
I understand.
That's way more rewarding.
One was gifted to you, and under these circumstances, your wife does not know you're working on it. You didn't tell her. It's complete. Now we're not doing this again. We're not doing this again.
But I'm just saying this is where I'm coming from. This is the exact mindset that I'm coming from when I say that.
I get that you do want to work for your goals. Everyone should want to work for that too, though. So that's the. I don't know what else I have to really say on this.
So I mean, at least we talked about you're not supposed to or you shouldn't force people to change in your life. But what if, like you said, you realize that there's something that they need to change. And you need them to do that, right? Because like you said, it might be destructive for your relationship. How should you go about doing that? You can't force them to do it, and you can't make them pick up the pace. But like you said, if they're going too slow, it might not really be of any help. So then what do you do?
Damn, that's tough. You see, I don't know if interventions really work like that. I don't know what the success rate is on them.
I feel like interventions just make people very, very defensive. I'm not sure if that's really successful.
Yeah, I'm not too sure what you can do. Like, you could, well, obviously, the first step would be to have the conversation with them. But
yes, I was going to say communication. I feel like in that situation is going to be.
But like,
paramount.
do you go about it being really blunt, or do you like kind of go in like softly?
You got to finesse. You definitely got to finesse that because you don't want to put them on the defense.
But if you're going soft, they'll be like, they might just go back with you anyways. Be like, oh, I am making change. You don't see this progress.
Soft
you don't see this
but
progress.
Firm. Soft but firm. The finesse. That's kind of what finesse means. Soft but firm. Finesse is gentle strength. Finesse can be anything, right?
Yeah.
It can be a lot of things, but in this situation, finesse is gentle strength.
Okay.
Soft but firm. Like a tiger on the hunt. Relax, but not limp. Relax but not limp. All right. Whatever. I feel like communication in that sense, you have to let them know that you're there for them, right, and that you want the best for them and all that. Yeah. But you can't let them walk over you or get away with saying things that aren't true or isn't really enough. And communication can only go so far because what's really going to matter at the end of the day is whether or not they put in that effort. So if like we have that example where if we're out and we're at the bar or at the club or something, and the way that you flirt with girls is by putting me down to make yourself look better, and I'm like, you can't keep doing this, right? And you do it like, let's say you do it with every single woman that you try to talk to, or every single one that comes up to us. And then I tell you about it, and you say, I'm going to try to change. And then now instead of every woman, you do it every other woman. That's not good enough, obviously.
It's better.
That's not good enough, obviously. And so now I can be like, can you please stop? No, I don't like. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to be like, yo.
Yeah, but you might just be being more blunt in that situation would be better, though. Where it's like, yo, I told you not to do this. You're still doing this.
Right, but you're doing that because you have very low self-esteem. You're very, very insecure. So the only way that you feel good about yourself is to make me look bad. And so I have to take that into account as well.
Is that your?
I'm your friend. I'm still your friend. At this point, I'm still your friend. And that's how I would go about it.
Okay.
Right.
Okay.
Even though you're doing some messed up thing, I'm still your friend. And in the case of like, let's say a drug addiction.
Yeah.
Like you smoke weed 3 times a day. Like, what's good with that? Stop that. You smoke instead of going to your job. Now you're high.
You can't be addicted to weed, man. What are you talking about? What are you talking about, man?
You shut your mouth. Don't even get me started on that shit. Don't even get me started on that, bro. Can't be addicted to weed. Can't be addicted to weed. All right, whatever. Anyways, so you're doing drugs. You're not going to class. Your grades are dropping. You're wasting all this tuition money. I'm telling you, you gotta stop. Now you're like, I only do it twice a day now. I went to 1 class last week. That's better than no classes.
Hey man, what if I go to class hard?
I'm saying you don't go.
Oh, I don't go.
I'm saying you
Why?
just you smoke, play video games, and you don't go to
my
class.
addiction has no effect on my addiction has no effect on my.
But that's what we're looking at when it actually has a destructive effect on
I
your
don't smoke.
life.
I don't smoke, by the way.
Or in our friend, no, I know, but
they
it
don't.
has a destructive effect on your life or on our friendship, and I can't abide any of those.
Yeah.
Right. So you're not going to class. You're doing all this frivolous, superficial, whatever, and I'm like, you gotta go to class.
Man, it's one word, you one phrase away from saying devil's lettuce, bro.
Listen,
you live in 1825, bro.
I don't mind. I don't smoke. I don't mind people who smoke. I have a lot of friends who. I don't have a lot of friends. I know a lot of people who smoke. But saying weed isn't addictive is. I have a problem with that. We can talk about that in the comments or in another video.
Whole different thing.
Whole different thing.
Yeah, go ahead, bro.
But if I really need you to change in that situation,
Uh-huh.
I'm obviously going to communicate that to you, right? But at the end of the day, you need to make that change. And no matter how much finesse I have, that's not going to matter unless you have the desire to change.
But maybe sometimes, I understand the finesse thing, but it might be more of a judgment call thing. Because maybe, I did read that book, bro. Like, I was terrified of my teacher, and I read that book, son.
Was that tough love?
Maybe. I don't know how much love was involved, but maybe.
I mean, of course she loved you guys. She wanted what was best for you guys. That's why she was so, why she tried so hard. It wasn't just to make you miserable, because she wanted you to read this book and get the experience, get the knowledge, get the point of view, all that stuff.
I bet she did.
It was out of love.
I rock with her too, man. That's the crazy thing.
From what I hear,
she was cool
right now. She's pretty cool now.
She was cool back then. She was just terrifying.
But like I said, finesse doesn't really matter. You can have tough love. I mean, tough love is not a bad idea.
This thing might be it might be a is it just a judgment call then? Where it's like, like what if the finesse doesn't work? Then sometimes you have
then I feel like then the tough love
is it okay? Is it okay for me to force that person to change? It's like I'm putting an ultimatum, like, yo, if you don't stop doing this, if you don't stop, like, whatever it is, like, right, if you don't stop cursing people out when you're angry, or if you keep being a bum and staying home all day, I'm not gonna chill with you.
Right?
Like, is that okay to do?
That's not okay to do right off the bat.
Okay.
I feel like after you try to finesse it, after you try to talk, communicate, and be understanding at least, because maybe they're going through something at least. Try to understand that, and then if it's like that's been settled or there's no problem at all, that they just have this problem, they don't really care about it, then give them that ultimatum. Then that tough love becomes more understandable, because at that point they'll understand it too. Like, damn, he talked to me like 3 times and I'm still not doing nothing.
Yeah, but you're just tripping.
After 3 times?
No, yeah, you're tripping. I'm perfectly happy.
No, we're not friends then. And that's fine. You have to be. That's the change that you should be willing to make as the friend who is trying to help the other friend. If they're not willing to change, then you need to be willing to make that change and end that friendship.
You mentioned life changes earlier, and then that's the thing too. Like, a lot of people aren't willing to move from out their city or state. How do you feel about that? Because that's like, you see, change.
Because it's scary.
The thing about change is scary. And that's part of the reason why people don't do it. Like, they're familiar with their backgrounds, like whatever. Even if they're not as happy, there's that fear that whatever they change to will just be worse.
Right. Then
like, if I'm not happy at my job, or my job is like it's enough, and I get a different job, and I hate it. Now what?
Now you feel stupid.
Yeah, exactly.
But I feel like in situations like that, I feel like any decision is better than no decision. Right? Like, you wouldn't know that your new job would suck unless you got to the new job. So I don't feel like you should regret changes that you make. Any changes that you make.
Okay.
Even if it's stupid, even if you could look back like, damn, I probably shouldn't have done that. Now you know, because now you actually did do that.
Now I gotta ask you something actually, because this happens to someone I know. So what if you're a person, right? And you had really bad luck with relationships. Right? But it's...
Can't relate. Go on.
But it's not your fault that the relationship broke down. Like, for a fact that it's not your fault. Like, your last 3 or 4 relationships, you were cheated on. Oof. Right? So what do you do? Like, what is the change? Like, do you need to change right there?
Absolutely.
But what's the change though? Because
the type of person you're attracting is a reflection of you.
But what if they're all different, like, personality types though?
But they all cheated.
Yeah.
They all have that trait.
But how will I even distinguish, like, what that trait is that they have? Like, how do you know if someone's a cheater? Like, how would I know that? Like, will not be able to go. Like, should not be able to go to a relationship giving the person the benefit of the doubt.
That's true. And
You know
what I'm
saying?
saying is kind of unfair because
if
obviously you don't get.
Yeah,
right.
if I go in there, I keep accusing this person of cheating. They're gonna be like, all right, fuck this. I'm not staying here.
No, you're right. But it's hard to believe that all of them had completely different personality types.
I'm not saying that, but like, if you just like you just have like
People
some
tend
people,
to have a
bro,
type.
some people just have bad luck.
That's true.
You know,
and
but
that could
then,
be a crazy coincidence. But I would
it
still
could be.
look into.
So, like, we can not even say 4. We can just say like the last 2.
I would still look into the type of people that I'm attracting. I would still, even if it's not my fault, and it probably isn't. It's never your fault if you get cheated on, right? I would still look into the type of person that I'm attracting because if I start seeing a pattern, like I said, if you've been meeting assholes all day,
But it wasn't.
probably you're the asshole. Probably you still need to look into because what else can you do? Just not date? No. Keep giving people the benefit of the doubt, but do some soul searching. Try to, and I almost guarantee that you'll find a common thread. Almost, because if I look back at all my exes, I can probably find a common thread.
What was the comment? There was race.
No, I've dated multiple races.
No,
Fuck you. What the hell was that?
I'm just asking.
What you trying?
Maybe hair color. I don't know, man.
I've dated multiple races.
Hair color.
I know where you were going with that.
What was I going with that?
I know where you're going with that.
I don't know what else.
But I will probably find a common thread, personality-wise, traits-wise.
Okay.
Even with my friends, there's a common thread between my friends.
But then if you change, can I blame you for changing though?
No.
Because now, like, what if you're like not as giving in relationships now? Like, what if you're like much more?
Oh, it's a negative change.
Yeah, much more. Is it a negative change though, or is it a protective change?
It's a negative change.
I'm protecting myself though.
It's still a negative change.
Like but it's like instead of me giving you all of me initially,
Right. Just initially?
I'm like,
that's how it always
or
goes.
even like before you get all of me, like you have to put a ring on my finger, some shit like that, right? Like what something like that. Like I have to be much more conservative, right? You've heard it before.
I've heard
There's
it
this
before.
between a girlfriend and a wife, right?
Yep.
So
Apparently.
like what if I have like what if I'm
Apparently.
just like no, you get the real me when we're married. Like you only get like glimpses of me here and there.
Goodbye.
No, but if you're the person that gets cheated on all the time, is that what you would have to do though? Like
No.
that type of
No, that's not the type of change that I'm thinking. I'm thinking, sit down, make a list of all the traits that your most current ex had. Then make a list of all the traits, positive and negative, that your second most current ex had,
Okay.
and try to see if there's any common ground, something like that. And then when you notice that common thread, see if that thread is something that you have. See if it's something that you attract, something that you maybe are subconsciously attracted to. Because, for example, some women like guys who are very strong and dominant, right?
yeah.
And that's fine. I'm not saying guys who are strong and dominant and very forceful are bad. But abusive men all have that trait. So when you're looking for that trait in men, you have to be, when you're looking for specific traits, you have to wonder, maybe because I'm looking for this, I'm opening myself up to this type of person. So now that I know that there's a strong possibility that this type of person might be the one entering my life, there should be other things I'm looking for now in addition to this thing that I probably wasn't looking for before. Therefore, I'm protecting myself without shutting down.
Okay.
And that's just a suggestion off the top of my head. I'm not.
Yeah.
That's just like,
Yeah. Sometimes people like if people change for the worse or they change in a way that's more conservative or more
it's to,
like
it's to their detriment and it's to the detriment of people
it to
that
their
could potentially love. Yes, because you could that could turn
But how
off
many
a man
times like if you keep doing
who's
this,
perfect
if you
for
keep
you.
doing the same thing over and over again and you expect a different result, that's the definition of insanity, is it not?
Exactly. It is. That's
But
what I'm saying.
you're
Try
saying
to
change like the type I like or change the type I'm attracted to. That's kind
not necessarily change that, but change the way you go about dating in a way. Like I said, if you notice that thread and you know that this thread opens you up to this type of person, maybe say, I like strong, dominant men who also da 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 da. And I never looked for da 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 before, but now I will, and that's gonna protect me, right? Instead of saying I'm gonna shut down, put a ring on my finger, or nothing's gonna happen between us, and now you're gonna turn away a man who could potentially be the love of your life because he doesn't like this thing, and you probably don't even like this thing, but now you
that
just
love of my
feel
life
like
could just be another cheating bastard.
how would you know though? And you could do everything I suggested and still get cheated on.
That's even worse. So why would that like?
That doesn't mean it wasn't worth it, because it's never your fault if you get cheated on. I'm not saying this is the fix all. This,
Okay.
all right.
All right.
This is a crazy top of my head suggestion. That's a way to avoid making negative changes that isn't necessary. And I would describe a negative change as something that's to your detriment, whether you know it or not, and it's a detriment to the people around you or to the potential loves of your life, whether that's romantic love or friendship love. It's safe to say that if you shut down, then you're not going to make many friends.
Yeah.
Right? And that's to your detriment. And probably to the detriment of your potential friend.
Take your own advice.
Right?
You should take your own advice.
And it's possible to the detriment of your potential friends.
Yeah, of course.
We're not talking about me right now.
Of course.
We're not talking about me right now.
No one's talking about you. We're not talking about you.
But it's good advice.
No, I agree, man. But change is difficult. Change is hard.
It's scary. It's the unknown.
But they say nothing in life is ever nothing worth
having is ever easy.
Yeah.
I believe that. So if you're on a journey right now and you feel like it's difficult, also we talked about the desire part, right?
Yeah.
Having to desire the process. And we talked about the vision board. That's what I was gonna say. The vision board. Having what you want in mind, because I feel like part of what makes change so difficult is that people feel like they need to be motivated to change when you can't really rely on motivation.
Yeah.
Which is what you told me before.
Yeah.
You will never change if you just rely on motivation, because
motivation is temporary, discipline is permanent.
Exactly.
Right.
And discipline, in its essence, is acting on your deepest desires instead of your superficial desires. And that's why you need to desire that process.
I wouldn't say superficial. I would say
superficial.
I would say
temporary, short term,
instant pleasures.
Right.
Right.
So you want to ease the easiest example that we said so far: lose weight.
Yeah.
You know you want to lose weight, and you truly do want to lose weight. But now here's a brownie. You want the brownie, but you also want to lose weight. Which is the more superficial desire? Which is your true desire? Discipline is always acting on your deepest desires.
Yes. I think a constant reminder. Maybe it's a picture. Maybe it's your weight number that you're going for, or whatever your goal is, right? Mm-hmm. I want to, an instrument's really easy, because now you could say, I want to learn this song by this date. Mm-hmm. So you just keep making improvements, and then, setting deadlines is key. Deadlines is key.
Yes.
Written details, have your plan.
And support, having people behind you.
Man, I'm happy you brought that up. You become who you hang out with, right?
Yes.
You'll pick up the lingo. The language is always you start saying words like scumbag or whatever, calling people trap, whatever the lingo is.
I started saying dude when I was at my other job for too long. I'll let you decide what demographic that was.
But yeah, you can start doing that. I think having that group of people, whether it's one friend group or two friends, whatever it is, the more you surround yourself with those people, the easier it becomes, Right. So I have this group of friends that I play soccer with. I usually link up with them a couple times per year. Right. Every time they're back from wherever they are, a lot of them are in different states now. But parents are back home or whatever. And they're all doing crazy things. One of them's and grad school and Columbia or something. The next one's out in Pennsylvania, with his automobile type thing. Another one's about to open up a restaurant. And all this type of stuff. So it's you're hanging around all these people. You're hanging around all these people,
right?
And it's gonna motivate you to not only motivate you but inspire you to work on yourself. Because everybody's talking about what they're doing, and then you're gonna be okay, they're gonna ask you what you're doing. You'd be oh, I captured all 160 Pokemon. What?
That's kind of impressive. I'm not gonna lie to you. I wouldn't be mad at that if I'm at a restaurant.
It's impressive. What's that doing for you? And it's and then not only that, but you also want to be able to keep up with, if they're your friends, you want to be able to do the things that they do, right? Right. For example, we have friends that work weekends, so now it's way harder to keep up with them and to hang out with them as a group. When was the last time, our whole that friend group has hung out as a whole? You can't, and that's the thing too. So now you're gonna want to inspire that change. If you're making positive change in your life or just to be inspired, you're gonna want to put yourself in that similar position. So this guy's opened a restaurant. I should try to do something myself that's working with whatever my goal is, right?
Right.
And now whenever he's free, and whenever like I'm free, or we can like try and make time to be free, then we could always do. There's no limitations now, right? So because if you're still working the weekends, I'm not working the weekends, and like how will that ever come back into place? And that goes into like things like, oh, hey, now all my friends are rich or all my friends are successful. I'm the one bum.
Right.
Hey,
and another important thing about that.
Let's go to Disney World. Oh, I can't, man. I gotta freaking.
My Pokemon won't take me.
Yeah, right. I can't. I gotta go to do my security job. I gotta go do my McDonald's job.
Right.
I don't got that money, but my Pokemon got me. I'm gonna play some Pokemon. You know what I'm saying?
They don't accept Pokemon over there.
No, it's not.
Another thing about that is like when you are open to change in your life, you open other people around you to making changes in their life as well.
That's true.
And so I'm sure that friend group that you have who's so successful, you've seen changes that they made to get there, right?
Yeah.
And so now you're like, I have this formula. I've seen this formula work.
Yeah.
And so now I know if I do this,
What?
I'm going to be successful. And that's the thing about success. You can't hope to be successful.
100%, man.
If you're not open and change.
And then you never know who you inspire at the same time. Like,
Exactly.
When you make that change, like all these people, there'll be people that you would never even thought of are watching you or listening to you.
Right.
And they're like, oh, damn, this dude's making these type of moves. Like, I should, like, it's motivating
There you
me to
go.
do this type of thing. Like, oh, I knew this person. We went to school together.
Right.
Or, like, you're my neighbor.
Right.
And like, oh, I'm gonna like, I can do that too. Like, he's like a similar guy. I can do the same type of thing. She's a similar girl. I do the same type of thing.
And that goes to the point that people like to make where, I'm trying to do this, but all my friends are doing this. Be the change that you want to see in that group. Because who knows what's going to happen once they start seeing you making that change and you hitting those goals. Right?
100% agree with you, bro.
So I don't like that excuse that, I can't, I can't, lose this weight. I can't go to the gym with you because, my friends don't always go to the gym. My friends always invite me out to eat, so I can't really.
They will make it hard. They will make it harder though. Having those friends will make it harder.
Doesn't matter. I mean, it does.
It
will make it
harder.
Will make it harder. It does matter. Despite all that.
Because if you're not,
be that change.
If you're in the house with, everyone's overweight or everyone has a drug problem, like whatever situation.
Right. I don't want to keep going back to weight, but it's so easy.
It's not. Weight's really easy. So maybe we're taking the easy way out on this.
This is not a weight episode.
Right? It's not a weight episode. But they have they have these problems or whatever, and then you're in that environment. Mm-hmm. It's gonna be much harder for you to do that, though.
It is. But I feel like then it's arguably even more important that you do that.
Yeah.
All right, man. What do you guys think?
Yeah.
Let us know if you think people can change, and at what point in your life did you realize that you changed? And if, for good measure, add in whether you like the change that you saw or not.
I changed when I grew facial hair.
You changed your facial hair?
Yeah, I grew some facial hair.
Oh, that's the change that you saw in yourself?
Yeah.
I didn't change that much. Well, I had braids. No, I don't. That's a change, right?
Anyways, man.
Let us know what you think. Comment down below.
Yep.
Like the video. Subscribe to the channel. Share the video and the audio.
Yep. Opinion Factory Podcast. We're on Stitcher, Apple, Spotify, wherever you listen to your podcast, SoundCloud, wherever. YouTube. You know the drill.
You know the drill, man. Let us know. We'll see you guys next week. Oh, you still here? Wow.
Hey everyone. So for the details for this giveaway, it's very simple, very easy. Great chance to win some great gear. All you have to do is subscribe to the YouTube channel.
Right.
Opinion Factory. A lot of you already subscribed. So
thank you for that.
Step 1's easy. Step 2, leave a comment relative to the video. So it's a 3-week giveaway. Leave a comment on one of the last 3 videos.
Mm-hmm.
And leave your Instagram handle so we can know it's you for the 3rd step, which is to follow Official Bring Snacks on Instagram. OFFICIALBRINGSNACKS. Exactly how it sounds. Official Bring Snacks on Instagram. Follow that page so we can know who it is that's in this raffle.
And when you make the comments on those videos, try to make it relevant to the topic that we had at hand.
Yeah,
Try to answer the questions that we have. We have a question at the end of every video.
We have a lot. We got a good community going on. A lot of people respond to the questions. We want to get more active as possible.
We want your opinion.
Yes, sir.
That should be number 2. Subscribe to the channel. Drop an opinion about the video with your Instagram handle.
Leave an Instagram handle.
Then follow that channel on Instagram. Official Bring Snacks.
Official Bring Snacks on Instagram. We will link everything together. Do a raffle. The raffle will end before Christmas, and we will try to give you this gear of your choice as a nice little Christmas present. And then thank you for the support for the pod.
We will be announcing the winner in 3 weeks from the release of this episode.
See y'all soon.
Stay tuned.